Member, I hope by the end of this session you'll get a better understanding of my platform and can excuse me, and can consider me for your vote. And within the next 45 minutes, we should be able to tell that. So,
Perfect. Okay. How long have you lived in HCR, and what neighborhood are you in?
well, I've lived here almost 2 years now. Took title in June of last year, and Canyons is a neighborhood.
Okay. What committee or committees have you served on? If so, what are your leadership roles?
Okay, very good question. The time spent in HCR, excuse me, I have not joined any committees, but I do attend a lot of committees and board meetings to understand and learn what the culture of the organization is. And excuse me, allergies. So I've learned a lot by listening and observing and delving into the governing documents to learn what they're about. So I've learned a lot. So I did not, and I did that intentionally not to use my time to any particular committee. So.
Perfect. How many committee meetings have you attended?
Oh my, very good question. Dozens. I really don't know the count.
That's okay. What board of directors have you served on, if any?
Oh, yes, I have. I've served on some nonprofit corporation boards. If you want the name of them, I can probably recall those, but they've been years ago. And every hospital that I was a regional vice president, I sat on the board. And excuse me, there were some that were non-for-profit hospitals also that I sat on their boards. So there's been probably, I would say, at least 12 boards that I've been on.
Nice. Have you participated in any Community Association Institute, CAI, activities or training?
No, I have not. I looked at the board expectations, and it said clearly that within 90 days of being elected or appointed to the board, you do have to participate in that. And that's certainly fine and understandable, but I have not done that at this point.
Okay. Have you read the HCR CCNRs and bylaws?
Oh, I have, indeed.
Okay. What is required to amend the articles of the HCR CCNRs?
A vote of the membership, and I did not commit it to memory. It's either 65 or 63, 75%, somewhere in there, but it's the CCNRs, which includes the declaration, I presume, and the, excuse me, the certificate of formation. So it's not just a board function, it's a function of the membership that has to vote on it.
Okay. What is required to amend the use restrictions in Exhibit B of the CCNRs?
Exhibit B can be changed by the board, provided they follow a certain procedure that's outlined in the declaration. And I believe that procedure is to give notice to the membership, allow the membership comment on that, and then if nobody objects through a formal objection, to call a meeting to object to it, then they can pass it on. Certain, I have not committed to memory what the timeline is for that.
What is required to amend the HCR bylaws?
Bylaws just takes an action of the board, for sure.
What is required to amend the design guidelines?
Design guidelines would be, excuse me, also if I recall correctly, that's a great question. I don't know if I have that one in front of me. The design guidelines are probably, since the board can modify the use regulations, I would say, not the board. Don't know. I don't know. I did read them, but I don't know. I can't recall that at this point.
Okay. What funds does the Finance Committee assist the board with managing?
What funds? Well, my understanding of their responsibility is they make a determination of whether funds are available in certain categories once approved by the board. And so the BRS would go to the board, they would approve it, come from a committee, go to the board, and then the Finance Committee would determine where the round hole is that the round peg fits in.
Okay. What investments are permissible for the association funds?
Secured investments, for example, excuse me, certificates of deposits that are insured, etc. And we have a vast majority of our funds are in secured deposits right now, as I understand it.
Okay. What is the deadline for preparation of the budgets?
Very good question. I don't know.
Okay. Have you read the Texas Property Code section 202, 204, 207 or 209?
I have 202, 207, and 209.
Okay. The Texas Property Code 209 lists 15 items the board must vote on in an open meeting. Please name 3 of those.
Increased assessments, change to the CCNRs, and fines, if I recall correctly.
Name 2 items that the Texas Property Code 209 allows the boards to consider in executive session.
In executive session, the hearing, of course, the 209 hearing, and excuse me, any fines to be levied against any of the members.
Okay. What is a 209 hearing?
209 hearing is guaranteed by the Texas Property Code to allow you, the member, if you're, excuse me, if you receive a violation notice, and you haven't been, it's not a repeat violation, and it's not excuse me, not a repeat violation, it's not a hazard to health, then you usually most likely will have a right to appeal that violation.
Okay. What is the relationship between the community manager and the members of the board? Specifically, who directs the community manager?
Very good question. My recollection is that the board president is the CEO of the organization, and he would be the interface with CCMC as the management group, which is a big responsibility. Must take a lot of time and energy from the president.
Yes. What is the relationship between the board members and the CCMC staff members? Specifically, who directs the actions of the staff?
My understanding is it's the president. If I'm wrong, but that's my understanding.
Okay.
And it makes sense that one person has that responsibility, because I wouldn't expect CCMC staff to be responsible to 5 different voices. It would be impossible, in my opinion, to respond to 5 different bosses.
Okay. Have you been fined or sued by the HOA? If yes, please provide details.
No, I have not.
Okay. Have you ever brought a lawsuit against the HOA or demanded that the HOA enter arbitration over a claim you made?
No.
Okay. And what future amenities would you support in HCR?
Future amenities. Excuse me. I think the park can be better utilized. I don't have a specific layout of the park design, but there appears to be considerable space up there that's not being used. I don't know what we can put in there, whether we can put, we don't need another tennis court because this one's, doesn't seem to be utilized very heavily, although it does get used. The bocce courts have just been resurfaced, so they should be good, although they get used a lot. So, so I really don't have an idea. I haven't asked enough. Excuse me, I haven't asked enough folks to give me some feedback on that one.
Okay. Well, Dennis, I would like to thank you.
Okay.
Because this concludes our interview.
Well, thank you very much.
We're
Appreciate
all
it.
done.